every Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m., all brought to you by the Ozona Pig Restaurant in Ozona. Yes, that's every Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m. It's Miss Sarah's Dynamic Gospel Pop Show. Tune in on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Calling all radio enthusiasts with storm claims and legal questions. Join us every Saturday at 2 p.m. on WTAN FM 106.1 and AM 1340 for Legal Candy with attorney Candace Colucci. She's your guide to hurricane-related issues, property insurance law, and more sizzling legal topics. Get ready for a lively legal experience. Make your Saturday sweet with Legal Candy on WTAN FM 106.1 and AM 1340.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
It's now time for Connecting Caregivers with author, speaker, caregiver advocate, and talk show host Linda Burhans, the gal who cares for caregivers.
Caregivers around the world today, it's time to lift you up. It's time to celebrate. Good afternoon and welcome to Connecting Caregivers with me, Linda Burhans, the gal who cares for the caregivers with love, laughter, and lessons learned. On the show where you can find help and hope. And with us, as always, we have my best friend.
As always, at least I'm showing up.
Exactly. My best friend, my co-host, my psychic, my sidekick, not psychic. But you probably are kind of psychic with me sometimes.
With you.
You know, every now and then you and I are definitely soulmates. Every now a certain thing happens, like we'll text each other at night, we're eating the same thing or something. Or when our clothes match.
Yeah, we're not doing that anymore. I decided I'm wearing Calypso. I'm a Calypso girl today.
Oh my goodness. Well, you know, well, first, hi, Mr. Ed. How are you today?
Ready for a cold front.
Ready for a cold? Yeah, definitely.
I'm so ready for a cold front.
And you know what? It's hot everywhere.
Yeah, but that's that thing. Wait a minute. What's it called again? Summer.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
Some summers are going to be hotter than others. You know,
that's true.
It's like winters.
Yeah.
Some will be colder than others, but you know.
My cousin I was talking to yesterday in Montreal. It's 97 there.
Yeah.
Well, Paul Porter, our friend up there, he was just up there last week, and it was in the mid 70s during the day. So it's
that's
freaky.
I like
that
number.
He was in Ontario, I think.
Yeah, this was Quebec, but they were cooler then. But then it's back with a vengeance for 4 or 5
I was
days.
in Greenwich Village this past week. It was 95.
Yeah.
95. But anyway, glad to be here. I want to give a shout out to our newest listeners. We have Jillian in Clearwater. We have Sam in Largo. And we have Marion in St. Pete.
Welcome. I won't say ladies because I don't know if Sam's a man or a lady.
I don't know either.
But welcome.
Welcome. Like I always say, there's plenty of room around the Connecting Caregivers table for more listeners.
Especially today. No one else is here but us.
I know it's kind of lonely, but we have 2 fabulous ladies that are going to be calling in. The reluctant caregivers. I kind of just even like that title.
I like that.
So we're going to talk a little bit about laughter too in here. And you know what I think about that. So I'm getting ready in the next, I don't know, a month or so to debut my stand-up comedy. So I got the coolest wig.
Yeah, you know, when you sent me the picture this morning, I went, who's she sending me a picture of now? And then I looked at it and I saw your face.
Well, yeah,
but it's a fabulous wig.
Yeah, because you know my name is Josie Jones.
I love the name.
I can't wait.
But no, the wig is great.
Yeah, I was practicing in Manhattan all weekend. Because you know what, you got to practice. I'm not a professional comedian, so you have to like tell your jokes to some people and see if they laugh. You know what I mean? And then some people, you can't tell them to too many seniors because some of them, everything goes over their head. So it depends.
Just hold up a sign, laugh, and they will.
Well, you know, it's the whole thing about, too, the physicality of comedy, the facial. And, you know, I always get in trouble with facials, so that's okay.
Yes. Are those glasses part of it?
Yeah, and those glasses are the ones we went to get in Sarasota years
ago. Because I was going to say they're very nice glasses.
They're very nice. But I have a couple of the pairs. Somebody's taking me actually to the ladies' consignment store this week to find an outfit.
So, well, too bad my mother's not still here because we stole all her outfits for the show at the high school, and she came to the high school and saw them.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, it was a parody, and then she saw. That's my outfit. That's my outfit.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ernie, Winky, and I were in big trouble.
Yeah, my stepmother wanted to give me something to wear, but first of all, she's a fashionista, and second of all,
She's 4'11".
4 foot. No, she's 9 now. 4'9".
Oh, a skirt would be like
It's like
hot pants.
Yeah, exactly. So, do we have our friends JJ and Natalie on the line?
We do.
How you doing today?
I am doing fantastic.
And who's I?
As am I.
Can you identify yourselves, please?
Well, I'm speaking first, so clearly I'm the middle sister. No one can see me, but I'm bossy, and you would think that I was the oldest. But don't worry, JJ will come right in.
Yeah.
She'll be bossy too.
Well, how many years different are you?
Well, she's
There's
considerably
just 2
older
years.
at 2.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Natalie. Natalie always lays that out that I'm the oldest. But, I have to allow her to speak first. I just have always, allowed her just to go. That way I can keep her out of trouble if she says something she shouldn't.
Mostly that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, because you know what I heard today on the Today Show? That if you are 7, you're like the eldest is born, and then you don't have another one for 7 years, the next child is considered the oldest. They take on the traits of the elder.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
interesting.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. So how many sisters are there all together?
So there
3.
are a total of 3 of us, and
Okay.
we're all 2 years apart. So as Natalie would say, I'm the oldest. We're 51, 49, and 47.
Wow.
Wow,
I
you
told
threw out
everyone
our
age.
ages. That's magic.
Sorry,
You
I went
threw
ahead and
that
did it
out.
now.
God bless your
Wow.
mother when you were all in diapers.
Yeah,
Exactly.
right.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm one of 3 sisters, but I'm the oldest.
But you have a brother too.
Yeah. But it's interesting because there's some ways we're exactly the same, and then some other stuff we're not even near each other. It's like both of my sisters are now working in caregiving. One takes care of a gentleman. She does like a 48-hour shift every week. And the other one helps some neighbors, she's a nurse or whatever. I could not do what they do. There's no way that I could do what they do. And they're like, and there's no way we could do what you do, Linda.
Yeah. Well, my sister's 3.5 years older than me, and she told me if I wasn't her sister, we wouldn't be friends. So
That's interesting.
I know.
Well, to tell you the truth, I don't think she has a lot of friends anyway.
Well, no, but she's lucky to have me.
I get to say that. I get to say that because Lynn and I have been friends for 45 years. So whatever. So let's chat a little bit. So I met you, I think, through a referral from somebody. I think it was like in April I spoke to you.
Yeah, sure did.
And I just love your energy. I love what you do. And so let's share. You both have 2 different stories. So let's introduce yourself personally and tell us a little bit and tell us your part of the story. Who's
Well,
first?
Nat, if you want to go first.
No,
yeah.
actually, well,
The old lady goes first.
I was going to say
The
age
old
before
lady.
beauty.
Yeah, I wish I was
and,
your age.
do that, age before beauty, but it's fine. It actually does start with me. Is typically how we'll start the story, because then we realize that care has been in our lives for a lot longer. And so my husband, well, professionally, my background is 25 years working in the mental health field. And so we, 3 years ago, my husband was diagnosed with a head and neck cancer.
Oh,
And
sorry.
thank you. And that was, I have worked with children, foster children, families, and I've been a caregiver, but I've always been a paid caregiver. I've always been responsible on that side of the house. And so when that kind of role position changed, it was very, very different. And so we ended up moving to New York City for my husband's treatment because the services were better there and he was eligible for a clinical trial. And I always tell people, I know my privilege. I'm from Virginia, and so we moved to New York City. But I'm not going to lie to you, I just sold my house to get him the best treatment.
Yeah.
And so, because it doesn't matter, your house, your car, those things don't matter in the end.
Right.
And so we moved to New York, and that was not easy. It was not easy at all. And I was very fortunate to have the support of a handful of people who were very close to me. And of course, my sisters were number one, number two. I mean, they're my people, and we really are thick as thieves.
Did you move into Manhattan?
We moved to Manhattan, yeah.
From West Virginia?
From Virginia.
No, Virginia.
Oh, from Virginia. Right there, though. That's crazy.
Yeah. No, it was crazy, but
It's lucky.
when,
Yeah.
that's why I said I know my privilege, and there's a whole line of God intervention things that allowed us basically to change my husband's health plan, and that allowed us to be in network. And so probably $500,000 worth of claims.
Wow.
Our out of pocket was $7,500.
Wow.
So health plans, I'm always going to say, check your benefit, mentally think about your future, and don't just go based on out of pocket and how much it costs you every 2 weeks.
Right.
So every time. So had we not had that, we would have been limited on where we could have gone, and I would have sold my house because I was going to have to pay half of the anticipated cost down before they would see us, which was $250,000 is what they had asked for.
Oh my
So
God.
we just let that sink in.
Yeah.
But we were able to get his health insurance changed, and a lot of divine intervention, because it's nothing's luck. And so we went up there, and that was, hard. Going through treatments. We're the only people who went to New York City and actually did not see anything. We went from our apartment to treatments and back.
Right.
Because it was 2022, and so we still have COVID. And if he got COVID, we would have had to we would have been kicked out of the trial. And so basically the trial was half his treatment, which was 15 radiations and 3 rounds of chemo instead of 35 rounds of radiation and 6 chemo.
Wow.
And so that's a difference maker when you're radiating someone's head. And so so we did that, and I'm going to tell you there's so much in the middle, but I was very grateful for the support that I had, and from my family and from friends. But it was hard, and it was isolating, and all the things that caregivers can experience.
Yes.
And it wasn't easy. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, I always like to say I used to think I was the only person who would argue with a cancer patient, but I'm not. And so, I mean, and that is hard to you're putting that other person in front of yourself the entire time.
Right.
And if you don't acknowledge that you have feelings and emotions and actions that, like, if you don't recognize your own needs, you're not going to be worth anything to anybody else.
Because, my life wasn't supposed to be this way.
That's exactly right.
We're too young for this. I mean, what the heck? We're good people.
Yeah, I mean, I was 45. My husband's was 50. I was 46, and he was 55.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so it was, and honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I worked the entire time, and this wasn't what we signed up for. And so there was a lot of grief around the loss that we were experiencing.
Right.
Our change in our lives. My younger sister, though, moved into my home to take care of my dogs because I couldn't take my animals up to New York City because the New Yorkers are way too bougie up there. Those dogs would have made my dogs look like wusses. The New York dogs are just.
I know. I spent a lot of time at the dog park this past week in New York.
It's ridiculous. The dogs, like, I'm thinking I'm going to be allowed to pet them, and they look at me like, "Yeah, lady."
I know. They all look like they just came out of the beauty parlor.
Right? Well, and they wouldn't even, like, I wanted to pet them. I needed some dog love. And, and they just looked at me.
Yeah.
So
God bless that she could do that for you.
I know. She was amazing. And then JJ was sending me stuff, and she was talking to my husband to make sure that he had someone to talk to besides me.
Yeah.
And and so, I mean, I was just really blessed to have the support that we did. But when I came back, that's when I realized everything felt different. And I was different, and I felt completely lost. And so I told the sisters, we're Baptist, not Catholic. So, but just saying. Just told the sisters. Yep. Told the sisters that I wasn't okay. And I said, I think there's something going on, and I don't feel like I should have these feelings and emotions, and I feel mad and angry and resentful, and this is not what I want.
Right.
And so they were like, well, we feel that way too at times when we're supporting mom, because the thing is in the background, we've been supporting our mom, and I'll let JJ talk about that, but she's been living with Parkinson's for over 22 years now.
Yeah.
And so once we realized that we were caregivers, that's when we really identified that we were caregivers. We found this term caregiver, and like this, it just like opened Pandora's box. And we're like, what?
I'll tell you, when I first started doing this, and I started going out and talking to people and doing it, I couldn't help them because they weren't caregivers. No, I am the faithful daughter, the good spouse, the nice neighbor. I'm like, hell no. So there was like a whole lot. Now we talk about it on TV. We talk about it on shows, just like Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's. We weren't talking about anything.
No.
Yeah.
So we decided
I'll jump in and kind of say that at the same time, that she was having those feelings, when she came to Emily and I, we were in Tennessee, and I was in North Carolina. My mom was in Tennessee as well with my youngest sister. But my mom was early onset Parkinson's at the age of 48.
Ugh.
And she was formally diagnosed at 52. Wild, crazy, fun, successful mom. And it was devastating to her life. But what we always knew, our parents were high school sweethearts. And when I looked at their lives, I think all of us, we knew Dad would just always take care of Mom. At 55, my dad retired, union guy, excited. He retired, and we knew that Mom and Dad would live their life out together until Mom passed away, because our dad was in, what we thought excellent health. When our dad turned, when he was 58, on the 4th of July, he was playing softball, which was a passion of his, and he had a massive heart attack and died on the field.
Oh.
And on
the 4th of July.
On the 4th of July. And that changed our world. Like, not only did we lose our dad so unexpectedly, it was in the passing moments, in the passing days, it dawned on us that we had no idea what, and not to be funny, but what are we going to do with Mom?
Right.
And, there had been no plan, because it was always
Dad was going to be with her.
Financially, with my dad's pension, the way it was set up, Mom would always pass first, and Dad would live on less. There was no financial plan. There was no medical powers of attorney. There was nothing in place. And at that time, Mom was in good health. I say that she had her Parkinson's, and she had definite difficulties, but she was able to live on her own for some time with the intervention of my sister being there, a lot of people from church, friends and family going, staying overnight and helping her, taking her to the store. But eventually she sold their house. But in 2019, my mom had a medical crisis, and basically, as Natalie said, she overdosed on dopamine. And how that happened was she was taking too much medication, and with fear and anxiety of having the tremors and the shaking and the symptoms from Parkinson's, she was taking her medication too soon.
Yeah.
And
because everything with Parkinson's has to be timed too.
Exactly.
Oh, 100%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so she had a state of psychosis, and it brought all of us together. We, essentially had to have Mom. The way that's resolved is we had to have her committed. She went to a fantastic facility, Shands at the University of Florida, who specializes with people that have these type of illnesses, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, but they have a psychiatric issue.
Okay.
So that lasted. But since 2019, the three of us, we've had Mom. We've been through 3 assisted living facilities. We have tried at home. We've tried, Emily stayed with her for a while. And then ultimately, Mom has had to move into a skilled nursing community.
Okay.
And so that's where we are now. In the interim, of course, Natalie also goes through this crisis. And I think when Nat came to us and said, guys, there's something wrong. I'm a wife, but I feel like I'm going crazy. And she looked at us, and we feel like daughters. This is our responsibility. Our dad passed away. But all the emotions that we're failing, there's guilt, there's all this.
Oh, yeah.
That was Emily and I. And it was like, oh, my God, this caregiver word, we're not just daughters. There's so much more to it. And that's really how it all got started. And then we were like, hey, let's start a podcast. And we were like, hey, we've never listened to a podcast. Maybe we should listen.
All right, JJ, give me a minute because we have to hear from our wonderful partners, or else, you know the deal. If you don't hear from them, you don't hear from me. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Arden Courts is not just a place to live. It's a place to call home. Residential living combined with quality caregiving. This is the philosophy behind Arden Courts. Communities created exclusively for individuals with Alzheimer's disease and related dementia who would benefit from a safe and structured environment. For additional information about any of the unique services Arden Courts provides, call 888-478-2410 to locate a community nearest you. Inquire about our educational seminars, resource library, or support groups, or simply feel free to ask questions you may have about Alzheimer's and related dementias. At Arden Courts, we know, we understand, and we can help because memory care is all we do. Remember, call 888-478-2410 for additional information about any of the unique services Arden Courts provides.
Are you getting older, or are you taking care of somebody who is? You know, getting older creates new problems you probably never imagined. One of the big ones is, how do you pay for care? Care in your home, care in an assisted living facility, or care in a nursing home. Did you know that nursing home care in our community can cost up to $12,000 per month? For the last 33 years, our office has helped families access benefits, including Medicaid, VA, and PACE, to help pay for the cost of long-term care. Regardless of what your assets are or what your income is, you can qualify for these benefits. Proper planning and guidance are absolutely necessary to avoid being wiped out. Let us help. If you are in care or heading in that direction, we can help solve that problem. Take action now to obtain benefits to pay for the cost of care. Here are the 4 things that you need to do. 1, get a new power of attorney. Your old one probably isn't good enough. Get a healthcare surrogate and a living will. 3, get an estate plan that will not disqualify you from benefits. And 4, get a plan to qualify for Medicaid, PACE, or VA benefits to pay for the long-term care costs. Call us today for a free consultation, 727-539-0181, or go to flmedicaid.com and download our free book on Medicaid and planning for long-term care. I'm Sean Scott. I'm here to help.
Guaranteed to make you laugh through your tears, Linda Burhan's book, Good Night and God Bless, is filled with humor and heartfelt inspiration to aid anyone facing the challenge of caring for a loved one at the end of life. Her story offers hope for human strength and understanding of weaknesses during a difficult time. Life doesn't normally prepare us to become a loved one's caregiver. When it happens, it's usually sudden. A diagnosis of an illness, age-related frailty, dementia, and life suddenly is anything but normal. And because we don't even know what we don't know, where do we turn to for help or guidance? In Connecting Caregivers, Answers to the Questions You Didn't Know You Needed to Ask, Linda offers information, education, and inspiration from her own experience and from experts whose advice, practical tools, and personal stories will empower and guide you. Make sure to add these inspiring books to your collection today. Available on Amazon.com.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Hi, my friends. We're back.
Hi, ladies. We're back.
Hey, sorry, I was just taking a nap. I was napping.
So let's continue the conversation. So you got 3 of you, and you're taking care of Mom now and everything. So who's the boss?
Oh, JJ's the boss. I mean, is there any question?
Nope.
She's the oldest. She's the boss. She tells us what to do.
There you go.
So, all right. So tell me, who does what? Like, do you each have certain jobs?
Well,
You know, this, go ahead, Nat.
now I'll say this, and then I'll let JJ describe it. But there is always a preferred caregiver. Okay, and I know that you all heard this too. My sister is the preferred primary caregiver for our mom.
Oh,
and then there's Emily.
I call them the designated daughter.
Yeah, and that's what JJ is. But I also joke that I'm the fourth favorite out of 3 daughters. So trust me, Linda, she's calling you before she's calling me. So I'll let JJ go ahead and describe further though.
And we've talked about this before. I think it's so interesting that the 3 of us, and we laugh and say, Mom calls me primarily simply because she can guilt me into doing anything. I carry guilt for the entire world. So if she wants something,
she knows what to do.
I was 5 hours away, and if she wanted blueberries, and I was like, I'll order them on Instacart. I mean, who orders blueberries on Instacart? To send to somebody 5 hours away.
You.
But yeah, me. And but we all use our skills. My background is in finance, and so I use my skills to do everything. I do a lot of any of the legal concerns, Mom's finances, anything she needs. Natalie's background, we call her the Kraken, because if something needs to be done, if the insurance, if medicine, anything like that needs to be done, she will take care of it. And then our youngest sister has 3 children, and she has always been the mama bear. She is a soft heart.
Emily?
Emily, yeah. She's the love emotional. She will put lotion on your arms, and she will paint your toenails.
Yeah.
And that's her.
Yeah.
And we all use those strengths, I feel like, to really
So your mom's pretty lucky.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I think so. We always say God knew that it would take 3 of us. That's why he gave her 3 daughters.
Well, I can remember when my mom moved down here, and so one time she tripped and she had this big gash in her leg, and so they want like somebody to change those bandages. I'm not the sister that does that. The sister that did that was the nurse sister. I am the entertaining sister. And I actually hired someone to do it because I would faint.
I don't blame you.
Meanwhile, my sister Pat would be like, yeah, baby, we got it. And if I need to give you a skin graft, I'll do that too,
We faint. And so that's exactly the case. I would have hired someone as well.
Yeah. Well, you have to know what you're good at.
Yeah.
And
you really do. Well, and Mom knows who she wants to call to maneuver.
Oh, yeah.
And I say that in a really nice way. I mean, our mom will totally manipulate between the 3 of us and try to triangulate. And she probably knows, but doesn't really realize we have a ongoing text stream that we always know what's going on. And at some point, we'll put it into a book because it's a combination of memes and inappropriate comments and life and what's going on with Mom. And I think it's really important, JJ, and I hope this is okay, but it's totally okay to talk about because we should. JJ texted this morning and said, because JJ gets all the calls, and she honestly hides a lot of it from me and Emily. She doesn't tell us all the calls or the 1,400 things she has to do every day for Mom, because Mom doesn't tell us that.
Right.
And so JJ doesn't tell us, Mom doesn't tell us, we don't know.
Mom's really smart. I only have 1 daughter, but if I had 3, I would play that game.
Oh, totally would. And so JJ reached out via text, and it comes via text, and she was like, guys, I need a break. Can somebody be the primary? I need to go and hide away for about 2 weeks. And I immediately responded. I'm like, pick me. We won't hear from Mom for 2 weeks because I'm in charge. So it's perfect.
Yeah.
So then it's planning out like, JJ's like, this is what we got going on. This is what's this. I've gotten Mom's meds ordered and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, all right, I'll tell her that you're on vacation and that you don't have cell phone reception, because technically that's true.
Yes. Yes. And if it's not, it can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
and we're lucky that we have one another, because it was kind of like tag team wrestling. I was like, guys, I got to tag out. I really need a break from 5 phone calls a day. I really have got to have it. And for people that don't have a team that they can call on and say, if I don't tag out, I'm gonna have a breakdown.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it. And I say that very honestly, because I was to that point this morning where somebody was going to get murdered. It could have been my husband. It could have been anybody, but somebody was going down.
Yeah. Yeah. And people have to know about that, because you gals know as much as I know. People want to help you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't tell them, then they're not mind readers.
No, they're not.
You know, and what happens is people keep asking, can I help? Can I help? And you say, no, no, no. And then they stop asking because they don't want to be in your space. Then you're crying at night. I had to do this all by myself. But you said no to everybody.
Well, and I think that's totally true. The other side of that, though, and for folks that are like, may not be the primary, because I've been the primary and I am the, best supporting actress. I am all about winning an Oscar for the work I do.
Yeah.
And so I think, for folks who want to help out somebody who is a caregiver, we're going to tell you that if you know that person, listen, know about what their likes and their dislikes are. I mean, I know my friends. Right. I know my family members. I know where I can do things. Yep. What are the things that you can do? And sometimes you just don't need to ask. You just need to show up with pizza.
Exactly.
You just show up and you start mowing the yard. You just show up and you start doing. And nobody's they're going to probably say, oh, you don't have to do that. And you're going to be like, please let me. It makes me happy too.
I have to tell you, I tell caregivers, take a little time to sit down and make a list of some things you're going to accept help with. So then when your neighbor asks you whatever, you just can look at the list. And so this one woman was in my group for like a year. And finally she came to the group and she said, I let my neighbor cut the lawn. And we're all like, hooray. And she goes, but I told him he didn't have to edge.
I will say this. My neighbors who I adore, mowed my yard the whole summer.
How nice.
That while we were gone in New York. So Emily didn't have to. Emily mowed the inside of our fence because that's where the dogs were.
Yeah.
But when my neighbor was mowing his yard, he mowed the outside of the fence and did all the stuff. And they were a resource to my younger sister in case there was something that happened with the house. Because the goal was keep the dogs alive and don't burn down the house. But honestly, if you burn down the house, we can get another one. Just keep the dogs alive.
Yeah. And you know what? When people are mowing their lawn, they just got to go a little further plenty of times. It's not a big deal. And you know what? Somebody said to me, Linda, you never let me help you. I could see you swimming in quicksand and you said, no, I'm okay. And she said, you stole my joy. Yeah. And plus you never let me get to meet your mom. So, that's something we need to think about.
Yeah. Well, and maybe your person needs a break. I always say, Jason has got to talk to someone other than me. Yeah. I am not that exciting.
But we all need somebody new to talk to. And so what's the biggest advice you would say to caregivers? We still have like 10 minutes. So I want to talk to you about that and like some other stuff. So I don't want to let you gals to go yet.
You know what? I'll say this because our caregiving experiences are pretty different. JJ and I are both long distance caregivers, so we don't live near our mom. We're a handful of hours away. But my husband's on the other side. We're 3 years post treatment, and he's no cancer detected.
Yay!
I know, exactly. Super blessed. And so, but our life is different. That's what my thing would be, is that don't expect your life to be what it was. And the sooner that you can accept that my life is different and look for the opportunity within that difference and what are you going to do with this experience?
Right.
You'll be a happier person.
Yeah.
Because if you try to keep going back to the past, you can't go back there.
Yeah.
Or what you really looked at it closely, would you want to?
Or are you trying to make it what you thought it should be now when it can't be that now?
No, it's not. So that would be my thing.
And I think take those opportunities. Take those opportunities to really be with your loved one, because some people don't get those opportunities. It was hard when I took care of my mom, but it was a privilege that I had that opportunity. I'll never regret a second of that. And I'm so grateful to my sisters. I think it just made us stronger, made us closer, because we all loved our parents. When my dad was dying, it's kind of like one sister needs to be there when the parent's dying. And I didn't need to be there by either of my parents. I had been with them all the time. But the one sister was there when, my sister Stephanie was there when my mom died. And they had a special relationship. And my sister Patty was there when my dad died. And my sister Patty used to tell us all the time that she was the favorite. Now I know I am.
Oh,
So,
of course you are.
But you know what? If you want to be the favorite, that's okay. I don't care. That's okay. And my dad passed. She was there when my dad passed away. It was perfect.
And he
And-
said, "Where's Linda?"
No, he didn't. And it was a couple of months afterwards. And I was talking to her on the phone. She was really grieving. And she said, "Wasn't it wonderful that Dad waited for us all to come? Because we all came to New York. It just happened to work out." And I said, "Yeah, wasn't it great that Dad waited for us all to leave so he could be with his favorite?"
Oh.
She was healed, girl. But
Oh.
really, that's just fine. That's just fine. And I
And
felt
hopefully she's not listening to this show.
that's okay. She don't listen to it anyway. She's my sister. Your family doesn't listen to your show. No,
That's
except
true.
my stepmother does, though. My stepmother, she does. She's a trooper. She can tell me everybody. She talks to everybody that I know. Like, she goes, "Hey, so how's Judy?" Or "How's this person?"
God bless Heidi.
Which is really kind of cool. I was just spent 5 days in New York City with my stepmother, which is absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. All right, so let's talk a little bit about, because you know how I'm into the laughter. That laughter is a part of your mission statement.
100%.
Let's talk about that.
100%.
Because some people say, "How could you laugh about that?"
Well, I think we quickly say if you don't laugh, you'll cry, Nat. I think that's probably a big thing for us.
Without question.
Yeah. Well, that's
so for me, at least, laughter actually, when I'm in that mode where, last week when I went to visit Mom, all of her clothes actually were absolutely gone. And I'm like, what? I mean, were they raptured? Where are all these clothes that I have purchased? Her shoes were gone. She had no clothes. And every piece of clothing, and we buy her a lot of clothes because she feels better when she looks nice.
Yes.
And so she had men's pants in her closet. And I was to that point where, we all put our money together. We make sure she has clothes.
right.
And when I pulled out the men's, she's like a size 8, a women's. And I pulled out this men's pair of 42
Oh my God.
and I was like, what is going on here? And it was that moment where I was like, I'm just breaking because I'm thinking about the money I've spent and how hard this is to get through. And I was like, I think I'm going to laugh because it gets me breathing. It gets me to this point where if anybody else were looking in on this, and when I look back on it, now it's the funniest thing. Like,
Well, I'm thinking of Mom fitting in one leg.
Oh my gosh. Now I look back on it and I'm just like, how does this happen? But now I'm like, you know what? We fixed it because it is fixable.
Yeah.
And you just have to look at it and say, if it's fixable, I'm not going to get emotionally so attached to that situation and take it personally.
Where were her clothes?
That's what happened.
Where were her
probably
clothes?
probably her roommate.
Yeah, you know how that goes, Lynn. They swap
She's
clothes.
got dementia.
Yeah.
She's got dementia. She's got Mom's shoes on, and they're like, the facility was like, it's just easier to let her have them, and we'll get your mom a new pair. And Jay just said, just understand that new pair was $80, and you can reimburse me for that.
Yeah, and just make sure she's got her own teeth.
Yeah,
Please, Lord.
Jesus, take
And
the
eyeglasses and
Yeah. Laundry's a big deal at these facilities. They're like, laundry is hard and people steal clothes. And I'm like, how does this happen? Her name is in everything. So that's just one of our laughter things. I know, Natalie, we've all got things where we just laugh. We fought over a banana pudding recipe one time and we went to war over it. And it just, we look back on it now and we're like, oh my God, how did we do this? But
Yeah.
we've learned a lot.
And so you just laugh.
You do learn a lot. You learn a lot but you have to be open to learning a lot.
Oh, absolutely.
Because every single time you learn something, it just makes it easier for you. Makes it easier for you. Makes it easier for your loved one. Caregivers come to my support groups. I meet them or whatever, and they're like, I yelled at my mom. Nobody wants to yell at their mom. Nobody wants to yell at their mom. But if you know you're yelling at Mom, it's time that you get to a support group.
Yeah, that's true.
Or you talk to your girlfriend, or you tell somebody I need a break.
Yeah.
Because we all think, we're a superwoman. And I could do it all. I could do it all. I could do it all.
And nobody wanted my husband. Nobody would give me a break.
Well, he got a little cuckoo.
Yeah, he got a little cuckoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'll say this. It's also hard though, and I think this is really important because Linda, you talked about a good relationship. we've had on our podcast, we've had a lot of people who have had strained relationships with the person they're caring for.
Yeah.
That's tough.
And I'll tell you this, that's tough. And
Yeah.
to say that, you know, oh, it's a great experience. No, it's a total dumpster fire. If you don't like the
That's
person that
right.
you're caring for,
Yeah.
you're like, you're lucky that I'm feeding you, or else I'd be an
Yep.
APS complaint.
Yeah.
So I think that's really important too, because not everybody cares for a person because they love them. Sometimes there's, you know, cultural backgrounds for obligation, or you feel
Well,
like,
and
I'm gonna
sometimes
choose
we
do
just
this
need
for
to
me.
know that we're not the one to do it.
Yeah.
Because maybe
And
we
you're allowed
can't
to
do it.
self-select out. I'm
Yeah.
going to tell you that. Because I can tell you, my younger sister moved in with my mom, and I said, turn around, don't drown.
Yeah.
I said, I worry that that's going to be, because I could not live with my mom.
Yeah.
I just acknowledge that. The girls both know they would never ask for mom to come live with me. And I feel some people may be like, oh my gosh, that's terrible.
No,
I
it's
don't
not.
think you understand. We will kill each other.
Yeah, I know it's not. I mean, because what good would it be a good experience for your mother? No. Or
Oh.
you know.
And I'd probably be divorced. I mean, it's my
Yeah.
second marriage, so I'm already thinking about my third. It's fine.
Yeah, there's a whole package with it, with caregiving.
Yeah.
A whole package with caregiving. So tell us a little bit more about the podcast and where our listeners can find you with that. And I need to come on your podcast.
You should. Jay, you want to talk about it?
Absolutely. So we have a brand new podcast that drops every Tuesday, except this month of July, because we're taking a break, actually.
Yay.
Novel
But
idea.
I know you can find us on all of your podcast platforms, Apple, Spotify. We're also on UK Health Radio. We've got a website, Confessions of a Reluctant Caregiver. You can find us there. And then we are also everywhere on social media, Facebook, Instagram, all of those great fun places.
Yeah, I'll share all the links and everything. So
Great.
what is your most fun with doing that?
Say that one more
One
time.
more time.
What's your most fun with doing the podcast? I love doing the radio show. I
Oh
love
my
meeting new
God.
people. I love having conversations.
It is really meeting people. And, you know, there's 4 areas we always hit on: relate, educate, inspire, laugh. Every time the podcast is guaranteed to have every element. And so I think there is so much, we relate to one another. And
Yeah.
every person who comes on is an automatic brother or sister in care. You're automatically a bestie. You have no free will, but we just connect with people
I want to be
and
their
to hear
best
their
friends.
stories. Oh yeah, you're already my best friend. I'm sorry. Did you not know that once we have a conversation, we're besties for life?
Well, and
Exactly.
we live in the wonderful Florida.
Oh my God. I heard y'all talking about how hot it is. It's hotter than 5 hells down there.
Yeah, but you can come when it's really nice out
Yeah,
and
but
hang
it's
with
hot
us.
everywhere. It's hot in
But that is-
Montreal.
It is hot. I mean,
It's
we weren't,
97 in Montreal.
it's
Yeah.
hot in Virginia. I mean,
yeah, well,
Virginia's for lovers, but it's also for sweating right now.
yeah.
Don't you gals have a cruise coming up?
We sure do.
So tell us about that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's October 19th through the 26th. Everybody is invited. It is our self-care at sea. It's not just for caregivers, because honestly, everybody can use self-care, and we will all be caregivers at some point. So let's practice self-care. It's on the beautiful Norwegian Aqua, which is a brand new ship. We partner with, we do have a partnership with Norwegian Cruise Line, because CEO David Herrera, or President David Herrera, has his own caregiving story.
Oh, wow.
And he loves caregivers. He loves him some military. He's a veteran himself. And we love the cruise line. It aligns with who we are. So we would tell you to learn more. Come on with us on the cruise. It's October 19th through 26th. And you can go to the website, funseas.com/self-care.
I'll put all the information in the show. And you got fabulous people there. My best buds, Sydney
Oh
and
my God,
Christina and
yes.
Elizabeth Miller. And I can't make it to this one, but I'm sure you're going to do another one after this. And
You know,
I'll make it to
we're
that
nothing
one.
but a good time. Nothing
Yeah.
but good
And
time.
if you don't, and if you ever decide to have it on dry land, I'll join you.
Oh, that's okay.
Well-
We probably will look to do it on dry land.
I would love to. I would love to rent a hotel on the beach in this area or in the mountains or whatever, and just have like a weekend or a week of just caregivers together and having fun. And then I could do my stand-up comedy.
There you go, Josie.
I am. I'm gonna want to be. I want to be your runner-up. I'll warm up the crowd with my inappropriate comments.
That's what I'm trying to do right now. So we're working on it. Because you know what? I try to listen to what my caregivers want. Always. Because I've been doing this for a long time now. And my caregivers were like, Linda, we're so sick of hearing about caregiver burnout and caregiver guilt and dementia and whatever. Can't you just make us laugh? I said, I could do that.
We're going on a cruise.
Yeah, I could definitely do that because they need that. You know, I just started a new thing last month. So I see the women at my caregiver support group and they're just dying to be with another woman and chat with her about anything other than wiping somebody's behind. And so I've been doing caregiver luncheons like every 6 weeks. And it's just so fabulous. Everybody gets together. So the first one, we all paid for our own ticket. Well, now I got some people that want to sponsor the luncheon. So how cool. They could get together, could have
awesome.
Yeah, because we deserve that. And we need that. And I think we have to start telling the people, the other professionals in the community, what our caregivers need. You know, they all need an education, especially when they're first starting on the journey. But when you're in it 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, you know, you just need some fun, you need some laughs, you need some respite.
Oh, you sure do. All of the above. And if you don't, you may end up going well before the person you're caring for if you're not careful.
Exactly. I didn't find out what respite care was till I was in my bereavement group. Wonderful. Wonderful.
You know, Linda, we want to remind you guys, and it's something that I forgot to share. We do a lot of training, and it's absolutely free. You can find it on our website. A lot of times we do it live. We have the Caregivers Playbook. It's a 5-part series, and it's 45 minutes. It's people online. They're asking questions. We have Dr. Guy Mattel and Natalie do it. But it's the different stages of caregiving. It's a real honest conversation. We have one that's about dental health and the impact that medications and certain diseases have on it. They're totally free, and they really are great conversations. So, and you can find all that information. It's on YouTube. There also you can link in on them from our website.
It was fabulous talking to you, my new friends.
So much fun, Bestie.
I just have one question. Who's the redhead?
She's looking at your picture.
Can tell. I'm definitely not the redhead. JJ, totally.
All right, so the other one is Natalie.
This is what Lynn does. She takes notes every show, and then I say to her from a year from now, I show her some picture. I go, who is this? Because people will contact me. You know, 8 years I'm doing the radio show now. She has the files and she has pictures of everybody.
I like the pictures. I want to see what you look like. You're both adorable.
This is how you tell us. The shortest is the oldest. So I'm the middle height. So JJ's only like 5'6". I'm 5'10", and Emily's 6'1". So you can always tell
I love it.
how old we are based on and when we take photos, JJ stands on the tallest part of anything and Emily is always on the bottom.
Yeah, Lynn and I are almost the same height. So
no,
it works
you're
out
taller.
pretty good.
You're 5'10", 11. I'm only 5'8.5".
We're shrinking in our old age.
We all shrink, ladies.
Yeah.
All right, ladies, we'll talk really soon. I so appreciate both of you.
Thanks for having us.
Have a delicious weekend.
Okay. See ya.
Okay, now it's time to hear from our wonderful partners. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Choosing the right chiropractor is an important choice to make. Located in Seminole, the Alexander Spine Center team is trained on the latest chiropractic treatments and technologies. At Alexander Spine Center, you'll find chiropractic and physical therapy care that is safe, effective, and a natural approach to pain and other health-related issues. Chiropractic unlocks your body's potential and natural healing process to ensure your life is a healthy life. We treat clients from the womb to the tomb. Call 727-397-3000 for a free consultation today, or visit our website at www.alexanderspinecenter.com.
They take good care of me twice a week, so check them out.
Arden Courts is not just a place to live. It's a place to call home. Residential living combined with quality caregiving. This is the philosophy behind Arden Courts. Communities created exclusively for individuals with Alzheimer's disease and related dementia who would benefit from a safe and structured environment. For additional information about any of the unique services Arden Courts provides, call 888-478-2410 So locate a community nearest you. Inquire about our educational seminars, resource library, or support groups, or simply feel free to ask questions you may have about Alzheimer's and related dementias. At Arden Courts, we know, we understand, and we can help because memory care is all we do. Remember, call 888-478-2410 for additional information about any of the unique services Arden Courts provides.
We believe the power of the human body and mind can do amazing things, and that tapping into that power, not just tricking it with a temporary disguise, is possible. Superpatch technology uses a special pattern and vibrotactile technology to help you go from feeling blah to hurrah. Now, once the Superpatch is in contact with your skin, it triggers a neutral response in the brainstem that helps you tackle your daily problems head on. Whether you're struggling with pain, balance, stress, or focus, we have a solution that might be right for you. With Superpatch's 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Hi, this is Linda Burhans, the gal who cares for the caregivers. I started using the Liberty Patch over 3 years ago. I used to be a tripper, but since wearing the Liberty Patch, I haven't tripped once. The Liberty Patch is proven to reduce the risk of falling by up to 8 times. And as we all know, if you prevent the fall, you prevent the call. Don't wait until it's too late. Preventative solutions are the answer.
Superpatch does not claim to diagnose, treat, or cure illness. Superpatch is FDA registered. To receive 25% off your first order, go to sticktoit.info. That's sticktoit.info and learn more.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Boy, those ladies were delightful, weren't they?
Oh,
Yeah.
lovely.
I will put all the information in the show. Tomorrow, Sages Theater at the Catherine Hickman Theater in Gulfport at 2 o'clock. I'm pretty sure there's a few tickets left. You can go to sagestheater.org. I'll be there, and I'll probably be at Sean Scott's table, one of their sponsors. So if you
Sold out then.
stop by and see me. Other than that, thanks so much for tuning in today. We'll see you next week. Remember, God loves you all the time, and have a delicious day.